Hi everybody, welcome back. I have a special craft for us today. We're going to do a Merry Christmas sign with stacked up presents all the way up your sign. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be easy and it's gonna be fun. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was I started with a board which is 11 inches wide and 5 feet 6 inches long. And I took and I already stained it with this dark walnut stain by Minwax. It's a wood finish. So I already stained it so that it would be dry and ready for us. And then I went around the house and I looked for items that would make it easy to make different size presents all the way up, so that at home it might be easier for you guys that way, because we don't really have a pattern, we're just freehanding it. So I found a frame and I started with a frame for the bottom one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to try to hold this frame in place, and I'm going to go right inside the frame and I'm going to make a line and do the box. I'm going to just draw the box. And I'm hoping that this pencil will show up because I'm planning on painting inside the box. It kind of shows up. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll be okay with that. Okay, so then I had a frame and I want to put them a little off kilter because I want them to look like you saw the picture when you guys clicked on, so you know they're going to be all topsy-turvy. So then I have this sign that I have that I'm going to be redoing in another video, and I thought that's a good size for another present, so I'm going to trace that one. This isn't the greatest pencil, the lead keeps wanting to break. Alright, so I'm going to trace this one just like I have it. I did them all kind of crazy because it looks cute that way. Darn it, this is going to keep doing this. All right, so all right. Okay, so that should be traced pretty good. If for some reason your lines don't show up perfectly, you'll have an idea of where it is, because you should be able to see most of your line. Like I can see most of the line on this. Alright, so I think I can maybe take this one away. Yep, I don't know if you guys can see it. I can see it. At home, when you do it on your own, you'll be able to see it. I mean, you can do it with a marker because you are going to paint over it. I just thought this would be easier to paint over a pencil than it would be a Sharpie marker. So I'm going to go around this one. I used a little cake pan, an old cake pan. I just kind of looked around for different sizes, but something that would fit and go all the way from top to bottom. And it doesn't go quite all the way to the top because I wanted to leave room for a bow on the top one. I'm trying to talk loud because I don't have a microphone yet, and I do need to get one. I was kind of waiting for Christmas because I gave everyone a list of stuff I wanted, and well, one of the things was a microphone, and so I was waiting to see if I got it. Otherwise, I'll go get myself one. So I'm trying to talk louder so everyone can hear me. Alright, so I went around that one and I can see the little line. It kind of glows because, you know, shines a little more. So I'm going to set that to the side. This is a shadow box. I had bought a bunch of shadow boxes because I'm going to do a shadow box in the winter time. So I have that. I'm going to just trace that one. So anything you have around your house will work. Just kind of take your piece of wood, stain it, wherever you're going to work on your stuff, just set it up and start putting different things on there until it fits right, and just switch them out. If it doesn't fit right, then switch it out for a different thing. You'll figure out what works and what doesn't. So remember, the size of the wood is 11 inches wide by 5 feet 6 inches. You're going to use Minwax, and it is the dark walnut color. Unless you want to do another color, you can do whatever color you would like. But if you want it to look like this one does, then it's dark walnut. All right, I'm going to come up this side. I went over it a couple times with the pencil because it keeps breaking on me, and I want to make sure that it wasn't broken when I went over some of it. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Yep, I see that one good. So this is the last one. Let's sit right here. So this is just a square cake pan. It kind of has a little bit of rounded edges, but honestly, presents are all different shapes and sizes, right? So don't worry about if it's a little bit rounded or too square. I don't think I'd do a complete circle, but because then it won't really look like a present. Oh my goodness, this keeps breaking on me. All right, let's try that again. So once you have all your presents traced on here, we're going to start painting them. Now you can do them whatever colors you want. I chose mostly green and red and Christmassy, but I do have some other colors in here like purple and blue, silver and gold. All right, so I think it's pretty well traced. Okay, so now I can move this stuff away. Okay. So now we're going to move on to painting. Let's see, this we don't need. Okay. I'm going to fill this with water so that if I need to stick my brushes in there. And then other than that, we're going to start with painting. So I was going to start I think I'll start at the bottom and come up. And that way this can be drying as I come up. Yeah, okay. Trying to get this stuff all out of the way. All right, so you can either use the sponges that I've showed you guys before. These are from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 6. I also have this, which is from Dollar Tree, just $1. But then I also have a pack of a little bit nicer brushes. I believe these were from Michael's, and it was a pack of 7 of them. So some of them are small for if we have detail. I just grabbed a bunch of brushes. So I'm going to throw them in here. I have something that's called a stylus, and that's in case we want to make some kind of, I'll show you later if we need it or not. And then I had 2 random brushes. I honestly don't know where they were from. One of them looked kind of big, and the other one's just soft and fluffy. So I think I'm just going to start, honestly, I think I'm going to use this kind of big one. Should say the size maybe on it. 3/4 inch. I'm going to use that. These are, the brand is Craft Smart brand, if you guys are wanting the same brushes. Okay, so I'm going to start with a bright red. I'm going to make my package red for Christmas. It's kind of weird how I had to set this up so you can see the whole board. I'm just going to squeeze it right on here, a little bit. Maybe I'm not. It doesn't want to squeeze out. All right. Well, then maybe I will just, I'm going to use a lid. It's a lid from a plastic container. I'm just going to use that and pour some out. Close that up. And you're just going to go inside the box that you just made. Just try to go around the edges. You can take your time. We might have to do 2 coats because we have such a dark wood that we're painting on that sometimes it will take 2 coats. The first coat doesn't have to be, usually I make straight lines up and down when you're painting, but the very first coat doesn't really have to be, but I mean, kind of try if you can. But you do have to, sometimes it won't be perfect, the very first coat. So we're going to make our whole box red. Okay, so once you have your first coat done, you will want to go on to the next box. Now, one of the boxes, I am going to draw a lid on it, which I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it on the middle box, I think. But for now, we're just going to go to the very next box, and we're going to pick the color we want to make it. I'm going to make mine a blue, a pretty blue. I'm going to rinse this off real quick. I have an old towel here that I can dry it on. You can use paper towels if you need to, whatever you like to use. We always have old towels around because I'm always doing this kind of stuff. So we have a lot of old towels around. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the blue. We will have to go back and we'll have to do a second coat on everything. Let's see if this one wants to squirt out. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so now we're just going to paint the second box. All right, we're gonna let that one dry. I'm just gonna take, I have this little skinny piece of wood here. I'm just gonna take it and use it to draw a lid. All I'm doing is using the line. I'm gonna go, let's see, where's my pencil? I'm gonna go a little bit further. So our little box is like right about here to here and all along here. So I'm going to take it and go a little bit farther out, not much, maybe an inch, maybe. And I'm going to go across the top like that. And then I'm going to go an inch farther on that side too. And then I'm just going to try not to get the paint on my wood. I'm just going to come straight up here. When we're painting it, you'll be able to see more what I've done if you can't see it from where you are. All I'm doing is extending it a little bit to make it look like it has a little lid on it. I thought that would be cute. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take our next color, and I'm going to go with Christmas green. So this one, the brand is actually Americana, which is also at a lot of the stores, and it's holly green. And I'm going to rinse this off. I'm going to stick this to the side. Seems to work nice when you have big things to paint. It works nice to have something a little bigger to put your paint in. Or if you want, you can try squirting it right on there, but I was going to do that. I think I'm going to keep doing it how I am. It's working out pretty good this way. All right, so I'm going to squirt some green in here. Okay. And I try to rinse my brush really good and dry it. And now we're gonna do the next present. And we're gonna do the little lid also that we drew on. So you'll be able to see the shape of it as soon as I start painting the lid. Always make sure you guys are covering your tables with rubber tablecloth, any of those plastic tablecloths, things like that. I covered my chair here too. Alright, so now we're going to move on, and the next package I'm going to do is a bright purple one. I was trying to have it be colorful but still Christmassy, so hopefully when we're done we'll have a Christmassy looking project. I'm going to rinse this brush and change my water real quick. Okay, bottom box gonna be red. Or should we do it gold? Maybe I'll change it up and do it gold. That's what we're gonna do. So I have a gold here. It says that it's metallic 14 karat gold. So let's do the last box gold. All right, we're gonna let that dry and we're gonna start all over again with the top one and redo a second coat on all of it. So once you get your second coat on and you're all the way done, all the way down the board, you look at the top one again and you make sure that it looks like it's painted enough. If you need to touch it up, then you touch it up again. I think we're probably good because we're going to also put ribbons across it, and there's going to be so much going on that I think it's going to be good the way it is. So we're going to let this dry for a minute. And I'm going to rinse some of this stuff out, and then we're going to start decorating it. I think I'm going to go ahead and run the dryer across it. I didn't think I was going to have to do that, so I'm going to have to run and get my dryer, and I'll be back. I'm going to put it on the low setting because the high setting is really hot, and I don't know if that would melt the paint. I don't know. I just want to dry it. Okay, so we're going to start with the top one, and I'm going to take this little thin piece of wood that I have, and actually I think I'm going to use part of the stencil instead because I don't want to ruin that piece of wood in case I use it for something else. I just want to be able to make a straight line, so I'm going to use the edge of this. This is our stencil that we're going to use later. I'm going to take a pencil again and hope that it doesn't break on me over and over again like it did last time. All right, so we're going to draw on here where we want a ribbon. So we're going to try to come down the middle. Mine's not big enough to go all the way down, but so I'm just making a straight line, and then I'm going to make another one, kind of as big as a ribbon would be, or as big as I want my ribbon to be. Okay. So I don't know if you can see where I drew the line. I'm going to go ahead and paint it in so you can see. And I think I'm going to use, I had it all figured out what I was gonna use where. Let's see, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use a green, but it's a little bit different of a green. No, you know what, I'm gonna use the Christmas green again. Making it up as I go along, I guess. All right. So we're gonna pour it into our little, one of our little paint spots. And then, I think this brush actually will be good for that too. Looks like it's about the right width. So I'm just gonna take the green and I'm going to make the line. I'm gonna go down the middle of it. I don't want it to have so much paint on it that it leaves puddles. So now I'm going across the line. It's another one of those things, a lot of times you have to do 2 coats to cover. We're gonna start with the one and see how it looks. So we'll start with 1 coat, we'll see how it looks. Then remember, try to smooth your line out. Try to go all one way and smooth it out. That's what makes it look prettier. So can you see we have a stripe on our package now? All right, so now I'm going to take another size. This one is a, well, it doesn't tell me what size this one is. It's a smaller one. I'm going to make a ribbon at the top. I'm just going to, here, let me try to get some of this paint off of here. Put that in there. So I'm just gonna make little round loops. We don't especially want them like perfectly round. We want it to look like a bow. So I'm going to just go ahead and do another one right here. And then I'm going to do another one right here next to it. Now these don't have to be perfectly uniform. You want it to look like they're all kind of willy-nilly standing on top of each other. And so they don't have to be perfectly uniform because it's supposed to look whimsical. So we want it to look a little bit different. We don't want them to be perfect. I mean, I guess if you're that kind of person that you really love stuff to be symmetrical, then you can take and use an item like, okay, like I have this for the polka dots. It's just one of those cups that you get with NyQuil, and I'm gonna make polka dots with that. You can use either the bottom or the top, it matters what size polka dot you want. You could do that with your bow if you wanted, or find something that's more of an oval shape if you want that. You guys can play with it how you want. I'm just giving you some ideas. So what I'm doing now is, I have it painted, but I don't want, sometimes as you're painting, it leaves behind ridges, you know, where the paint pools up. I'm just trying to smooth those out. And then we'll be able to move on. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of eye this, and if I can touch it up a little now, I'm going to, because it looks like it won't need much touching up. All right, I think I can let that dry, and we'll move on to the blue one. Okay, so I do keep trying to put some of my paint back in here. For some reason, when I'm dumping it out, I'm dumping a little too much. So for the blue one, I thought we would use silver with it. That would look pretty and Christmassy. All right, I think I'm gonna try to use something a little longer than this. I think I will just use my wood. Okay. So I'm gonna take my pencil, one of my pencils, and now I'm going to draw a line this way. So we're gonna come right up here. I wanna make sure that I think I'll do it this way. Okay, and then you just draw in a line right down the middle. Move it to this side. You know what I did is I went to the end of the package right here and put my wood there. And now I'm gonna go to the end of the package on this side. And then our bow will, it might be really big, but it might be really just the right size, but it'll be even on each side of the package. So we have a little bit thicker of one on that one. Okay, so now we're gonna use the silver. Is this the silver? Here it is. Now for that one, I'm gonna use the big brush again. Red. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna paint down the middle where we just made the lines. We're gonna just paint right down the middle with the silver. All right, we're gonna let that part dry. We're gonna do a little bit of ribbon on there now. So let me grab this little one right here. So we're going back in and we're gonna make our bow on the blue present now. It doesn't have to be just like the other one. I'm gonna try to make it a little bigger, maybe like longer. So we need a little more paint. Okay. All right. So see, it kind of looks like it's getting smashed by the other present. We're gonna make little polka dots on the package. Actually, big polka dots. Okay. So we're gonna take our pencil. We're gonna set our a little big. We'll just do little ones. Go around it with your pencil. And wherever you want to polka dot, just trace a circle. Okay, so once your circles are done, I hadn't thought of a color I wanted to do that, so I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and use gold. We'll go ahead and do the gold on there, the metallic one that we had. Okay, here we go. that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one that comes to a point. I'm gonna try that out. I've never used it. It says it's a size 8. Size 8, I'm gonna try that. I've never used this before. It comes to a point. I'm gonna try it for the circles. And we're gonna do the circles gold. Now these metallic paints, we're gonna have to do double coat. Because we're doing it on such a dark, I think we would anyway, even if it was a light color. But for sure, since we're doing it on a navy blue or a cobalt blue. So now we're gonna go through and do all these little circles in a gold color. Okay, so once you have the gold circles done, then you want to go back over your silver again. Also, we're going to do a couple accents up here on this other present, just a little bit with the gold along the ribbon. Kind of going around the bow a little bit. So it's nothing perfect, it just outlines it a little and makes it look a little brighter and prettier and cute. And if for some reason it's a little faded in some spots, you can just go back over it. Or you don't even need to, you can just leave it like it is. Okay, so then we're gonna go over the silver again. Do you see the difference the second coat makes? It makes it look prettier. We have to do a second coat to all the gold now that we did. So I'm gonna grab the circular brush again, the one that comes to a point, and I'm gonna go over all these gold ones. All right, so can you tell the difference that it makes when you do your second coat? It really fills it in and makes it look brighter, and you can really notice the colors better. All right, so now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna grab the blue again. And then I'm going to grab one of these small brushes. Let's see. It says it's a number 3. And I'm going to take it and I'm just going to go around the outline of the ribbon, the bow part of the ribbon. That should be pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the green one. I think we'll go ahead and maybe make a red bow to try to bring it all together. So I'm going to rinse these off and dry them so they're ready to start again. All right, so on this one, remember we made a lid. So we want to go along the lid and make a line. Let me think. So I'm going to use the red. I've been using a bright red. Put it in one of these little. That's the one that doesn't want to squirt out. Let's dump that in there. Okay. So I'm going to take my pencil. I thought I had 2 pencils, but I only see 1. Okay. So I'm going to take the pencil and I'm going to draw a line along here to show where the lid is. And then on this one, I thought we would maybe make some stripes on it. Just maybe even a couple thin stripes. Come up to here. You can do any pattern you want when you're doing this. So whichever way you want your stripes to go, have at it. You can copy what I'm doing, or you can do your own thing. This honestly is another one of them projects that I've done signs for outside before, but I've never done the one with the presents. So this is a new one. So think it's going to be cute though. I think you guys are really going to like it. It is a little time consuming, especially if you've not done it before, like if you're new at painting. But if you take your time, you can do it. It's not a hard one. So we're just making some lines just to add a little bit of character to our sign. We don't want just, I mean, you could paint them all just solid and it would be nice. Still, it would be really cute because you're still we're gonna write Merry Christmas down the middle of it when we're all done. So it's gonna be cute even if you just do solid boxes. But it's really cute this way, and you might as well take your time. It's real close to Christmas now, so take your time and have it ready for next Christmas. All right, I think that's what we're going to do with this one. So now I'm going to take the red, and I'm going to take the medium brush, the one, I don't know if it told me a size 8. And I'm going to make red lines on my package. So I'm just going to go over these lines. Ooh, that's a little much. We're going to do some squiggly ribbon up here. We're just going to take and make little circles. Just keep doing little circles with your little brush. All right, I think that's probably good. Maybe we'll go one more strip across the top so that it looks like they're touching. That way it looks like it's sitting on top of it and maybe just smashing it a little bit. One more little blob here. Okay, I think that's pretty good right there. Okay, so if you want to, you can go back over some of these stripes. Okay, all right, I think that's red enough. Wow, it is a lot of detail, but it is pretty simple. It is still simple. So now we're gonna do the purple one. Maybe we'll add some silver. I was gonna do circles again, but I think we'll do a little bit different. First of all, let's draw our ribbon line. So I need my pencil again. Okay, so this time the bow is going to be here, so we're going to make our line, how about right about here? We'll make a line. And then I'm going to look at it and see where I want my other part. Yeah, I think we're going to go to here and we're going to make a skinny line. Okay, so now we're going to paint that in with the silver again. So now we're going to do a ribbon on top of that one. I hadn't really thought about what kind of ribbon we're going to do, but I think I'm going to use one of the smaller brushes. And I think we're just going to go and do some squigglies. So I got it a little bit on the green and I really wasn't planning on that, so I shouldn't have did that. I was thinking I was gonna go over the package, but I think we don't wanna do that. I think we wanna let the package keep looking like it's on top, so they all look the same. Okay, so I think I fixed that good enough. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is take the back of this brush, the bigger brush, one of the bigger brushes. Actually, I'll take the really big brush. Where's my towel? So I'm gonna take this brush, and I'm gonna use the very bottom, and I'm gonna stick it in the silver paint, like this, and we're just gonna go around like this, all over. Not perfect, just make it look like it's been spattered, I guess. All right. All right, so once that's done, we're gonna go on to our gold package. I think our gold package is gonna have some green ribbon on it. We're going to go back to the green. I'm going to take this and I'm going to draw a line again with my pencil. And you know, I think I'm going to switch around on you guys. I'm going to flip it. You'll be able to see this side. That way I can get to it. And you still can see it too. All right. So I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to take my wood, and worked. I should have brought it over more like this. Alright, so now we're going to go down again, and then let me see this side again. So it is going to be a little bit fatter ribbon. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take the green that we've been using, because we want it to all kind of come together, so we're going to use this green. And where did I stick my little paint palette? Put it back in with where the green is here. All right, so now we're going to paint this ribbon green. Can you guys see okay? All right. Okay. And on this one, we're going to also come across, we're going to do a stripe across it. So, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to draw a line, and then I'm going to do another line. I'm trying not to smear any of my paint, and I'm trying to make lines across the middle. Just one line. I want to make the ribbon come across the middle. So I'm going to go right about here. I'm just eyeing it, because we don't have to have it perfectly aligned. As long as it looks like it's aligned, we're good then. There's that one. And that one. And we're going to do that one green also. Okie dokie. So now we're going to make the bow for this one. It's also going to have green. I'm going to take this. So I'm going to just come up here. And then we're going to make a loop on the other side also. So now we want to add some red in, because that looks very plain. So, we're going to grab our bright red. We're going to add some red to this red that I have out here. Keep forgetting the red doesn't pour out. All right. So I'm just going to take this one, again, the one that I've been using that has the little sharp edge. See the little, okay. And I'm going to use that one. I think I'm going to go down the middle of it instead. I'm going to do it kind of wavery. Okay. Then we're going to do it down the middle of this one also. Okay, so now I'm going to make another bow. Just another circle, just like the other one is. And just a little circle here. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Let me make sure we're dry enough. I know this part is. This is. I think we're drying most of the way, so we will just start with the top. So I bought these stencils at a place called Simply Saying Studio. Simply Saying Studio, and it's in Martinsville, Indiana, and I ordered them online. I just typed in Merry Christmas stencils, and it popped up, and so I thought, okay, I'll give them a try. So that's what we're going to use. Okay, so we've stenciled before, if you've seen any of my other videos. So we're going to take these. These aren't sticky stencils. If you don't know how to shop online, you can usually find stencils at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. If you can't find them there and you have a Cricut, you can make stencils, which I did show you guys in a previous video. Otherwise, a lot of people already know how to do that with their Cricut. And you can do whatever you want. You don't have to do Merry Christmas. You can do whatever you want. Happy Holidays. With this, I think it would be Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Or 'Tis the Season. That would be very cute too. So whatever you guys decide you want to do. But we're going to do Merry Christmas. And these do not stick to my project, unfortunately. I wish they were like the Cricut where you could stick it on. But I'm going to have to be really careful. So I'm going to just take the Merry so far and do the Merry first. Because I'm going to let the bottom of this dry on its own while I'm doing the Merry. So I'm just going to put it on here in order, M-E-R-R-Y. It has a star. I'm not going to use the star. My board is not quite long enough to add the star. and we don't need it, not with all our other stuff. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna take one of the sponges from the dollar store. We're gonna take our white paint, and like we've done many, many times now, we are going to take, you don't want a ton of paint on your brush. Okay, so once you get the paint on your brush, kind of dab it to the side a little. Hold on to your stencil, you don't want it to move on you. I'm trying to decide if I want it where it is or if I want to move it over and have it go down the side. No, I think we'll just go down the middle and just hope it all turns out cutesy. I think it will. All right, so we're gonna go right where I am. I'm gonna hold it in place. And here I go. Okay, so we're just bouncing it up and down. We're holding our stencil where it goes, bouncing it up and down. Bouncy, bounce, bounce. You don't want to drag it because then you will drag it underneath your stencil, and you're trying not to do that. You don't want a ton of paint on your brush because then it will just leak under your stencil. So I'm hoping to keep it nice and clean. I think I'm gonna have to move my paint a little closer, and okay. So this project turned out to be a little bit long. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. I think it's such a cute one. I just had to share it. When I thought of it, I just was like, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. I knew I wanted to do Merry Christmas, but I did not know what I was gonna do. You know, holly berries, Santa Claus. And then I thought, oh my gosh, how cute would that be to have a stack of presents coming up and down and then have Merry Christmas across the top. It'd be so colorful, so cute, and pretty original too. I think I've seen like, where I've seen a stack of 2 or 3 presents, I've never seen it all the way down a big, nice sign. So I hope you guys are gonna do this one. I think you're gonna really love it if you do. You can just replay my video and keep stopping it whenever you need to and just do it with me. It's really would be nice. So I'm just pouncing my white on here. Okay, so I have the ME. I'm gonna hold the RR in place. I'm gonna pull that off. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay, so we have the Mary so far. I think that's still drying a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off. Okay. So now we have to fit the Christmas on. Alright guys, we're on our very last one. We're on the S. I hope you like this project. I love it. It's a new favorite of mine. I've never done this with all the presents all the way down it. I think it's really adorable and I hope you guys love it. If you do, please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Whoever likes this kind of stuff, the crafty stuff, share with them, share my video with them. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you had a wonderful time. I did, and I hope you did. And I just realized my S is backwards, so I have to redo that one. But I'll fix that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye.